Have you ever felt, just completely lost in your own thoughts? Like you're trying to navigate this thick fog in your head and you just don't have a map? If you're nodding along right now, trust me, you are not alone. It's a feeling we all get. Today, we're going to talk about a really powerful but super simple tool to help you find your way through that fog. It's called journaling. So if you're ready to quiet some of that noise and find some real clarity, let's dive in.
So why does that happen? Why do we feel so lost? Well, it's because when our thoughts and our worries and our ideas just stay inside our heads, they're kind of shapeless. They don't really have a beginning or an end. They just swirl around and get all tangled up. And honestly, it's exhausting just trying to keep track of it all, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really like having your own personal storm cloud that just follows you around, kind of casting a shadow on everything. It's this invisible, chaotic, and totally overwhelming thing. But what if you could become the eye of that storm? What if there was a way to calm those winds and actually see clearly again?
Well, that's exactly where the power of writing comes in. It's a surprisingly simple but pretty profound way to take all that chaos inside and just give it some structure. So let's take a look at why this simple act of putting your thoughts down on a page is so incredibly transformative.
Okay, so here's the key idea, right? Journaling makes the invisible visible. It takes that storm from inside your head and puts it right there on the page. And all of a sudden, you're not trapped inside your thoughts anymore. You can actually step back and become an observer looking at them. And that tiny little shift in perspective, that's the first step to taking back control.
And this is not some new age wellness trend. This is an ancient practice. For centuries, we're talking great thinkers, artists, regular folks just like us, they have been using journals to figure out their inner worlds. It's this trusted, timeless piece of technology for the mind, which just goes to show you how fundamental this need for self-reflection really is.
So, what is the ultimate goal here? What's the big prize for all this writing? Well, it all comes down to one powerful word: clarity. You know that feeling of things just being clear and easy to understand? Mental clarity means you can finally cut through that internal fog to see your emotions and your decisions for what they really are. That, right there, is the superpower that journaling helps you build.
And this isn't just a feeling either. There's real science to back this up. Studies have shown that just writing regularly can lower your stress levels and even improve your memory. It helps create emotional balance because it literally calms down your brain's fear center, the amygdala. Think of it like this. When you write down your worries, you're telling your brain's alarm system, hey, it's okay, I got this, and it allows it to quiet down.
All right, so maybe you're sold on the idea, but you're thinking, where do I even start? Well, that's what this next part is all about, finding your journaling style. There's this myth that you have to do it a certain way, but the truth is, it's an incredibly personal practice. It's absolutely not one size fits all. And there are so many ways to do it. A gratitude journal is amazing for shifting your focus to what's going right. A mood journal can help you spot patterns in your emotions. A goal journal keeps your ambitions right in front of you. Free writing is just pure, unfiltered brain dumping onto the page. And a reflection journal helps you process the day's lessons. Honestly, the best style is the one you'll actually do.
Let's take that gratitude journal, for example. Someone might write something like, I've been feeling so much more positive since I started just noticing the small good moments. This is a perfect example of how you can literally rewire your brain. By consistently looking for the good stuff, you're training your mind to see more of it automatically. It's pretty cool.
But look, no matter which style you pick, there's really only one rule that matters. Write honestly. Your journal is a totally private, 100% judgment-free zone. It's for you, by you. You don't have to be positive, you can be messy, you can be confused, you can be angry, or you can be joyful. It's simply a container for your truth, whatever that truth is.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but I just don't have the time. I get it. The good news is you don't need a lot of it. So in this next part, we're going to walk through exactly how you can get started, like today, in just a few minutes.
All right, let's make this super simple. Your 5-minute starter guide. First, just find a quiet moment, first thing in the morning or right before bed. They're popular for a reason. Second, pick your tool, a pen and paper, the Notes app on your phone, whatever is easiest. Third, start small. Seriously, 5 minutes, 1 paragraph. That is more than enough. And finally, and this is the big one, let go of any judgment. This is not an essay, it's an exploration.
And please, please remember this mantra. Progress, not perfection. You are going to miss a day. You might even miss a week, and that is completely okay.
The goal here is not some perfect, unbroken streak. The goal is to just keep coming back to the page. It's about building a long-term habit.
Of course, sometimes the biggest hurdle is just staring at that blank page, right? So if you ever get stuck, just start with this one simple prompt. Ask yourself, how have I been feeling today? You will be amazed at what you can uncover just by honestly trying to answer that one question. It's like the perfect little key to unlock your thoughts.
Okay, so now that you've got the tools to get started, let's talk about the real magic of journaling. We're talking about the long-term transformation that happens when you make this a consistent practice. This is where journaling goes from being just a simple habit to a real pathway for healing and some pretty profound self-awareness.
A really great way to think about it is that your journal becomes a mirror for your mind. When you read back your own words, you start to see your patterns. The same thoughts that keep coming up, the hidden beliefs you didn't know you had, the unconscious behaviors. You start to understand not just what you do, but why you do it. And that, my friends, is the very definition of self-awareness. And this consistent practice, it also builds an absolutely critical life skill, resilience. You know, your ability to bounce back when things get tough. By writing your way through your challenges, you're not just venting, you're actively problem-solving and building this mental toolkit that you can use the next time you face a tough situation. You're building emotional toughness.
And your journal? It becomes proof of that resilience. When you look back at old entries, you get to see your own history of survival. You might read about a challenge you thought you'd never get over and realize, wow, I've been through that, and I'm still here. It becomes this powerful record of your own strength, reminding you that you haven't failed, you've evolved.
So I want to leave you with a question that really gets to the heart of this whole practice. What truths about yourself, about your life, or about your feelings have you been afraid to see? The page is waiting. It's a safe place to finally meet them, and in doing that, to finally find the clarity you've been looking for.